My boyfriend's mom tried to destroy my life by calling me a gold digger and bribing me to leave him, so I burned her world to the ground. 2 years later, she's asking me to fix her relationship with her kids. My boyfriend was born into third-generational wealth. Meanwhile, I grew up in Tent City on Skid Row. I still don't know who my parents are or what they look like, but with the help of a few right turns in life, I managed to work my way up at a door-to-door sales job and rent my first apartment. My boyfriend was actually the first one to approach me in my local Starbucks. He smelled like Tom Ford cologne, wore an expensive suit, gold watch, very put together. I honestly expected us not to get along because of how obviously different our backgrounds were, but we yapped for almost an hour straight, and he even made me laugh. Not the forced smile laugh, but a real wholesome one. After that, we went on more dates, and I slowly found myself falling in love. I tried to savor every moment we shared because I assumed when I told him about my upbringing and my lack of formal education, he would instantly turn his nose, but he didn't. Wow, so you really worked your way up. That's really impressive. I didn't detect any hint of untruthfulness or entitlement in his voice. Instantly, my walls went down. I was ready to marry that man. From there, I started accepting his invites to his lavish parties and high society events. It was like a whole new world. Parents were genuinely stressing about whether they should pay for their kids to attend Yale or Harvard. Others were discussing the pros and cons of going to Santorini or the Canary Islands for summer. I knew that none of them would even be able to fathom the fact that I practically spent my entire childhood daydreaming about having enough food to eat, debating whether I should skip lunch or if I should skip dinner. Needless to say, I had no contribution to their discussions until the topic of politics came up. There was a very heated conversation going on at the other end of the table. Suddenly, the woman very loudly exclaimed, "Ugh! Public schools shouldn't even exist! If you can't afford real education, then I don't see why you should even be allowed to be part of society." And instead of anyone calling her out on her BS, they started nodding their heads like it was the most reasonable opinion in the world, like it was something they had discussed hundreds of times before. I just bit my tongue. But then my boyfriend's mom said, "Right, like if you can't afford food, maybe that's nature's way of saying you shouldn't be here." I took a deep breath and said, "I mean, these are all great points, but don't you think some people just need extra help getting back on their feet?" Now, the entire table went silent. I even heard a few audible gasps. My boyfriend looked wide-eyed and extremely shocked. I twirled my peas around my plate with my fork. "But I mean, still, the poor should be kissing our feet and thanking us for all we do for them," I said, trying to save myself from being noticed as an outsider. Everyone immediately broke back into clamor about how much they hated anyone who wasn't them. I really thought it was a good save until I excused myself to the bathroom and closed the stall door. That's when my boyfriend's mother and sister walked in. "Did you hear what William's girlfriend said?" Don't get me started," his mom replied. "He had warned us that she was from the gutter, but I didn't know she was an educated peasant, too. I hope he realizes that she's nothing but a poverty project soon and dumps her." I stopped listening after that. I still don't know if they knew I was in the stall, but I was humiliated. As soon as they left, I called for an Uber home. The last thing I wanted was to face his family again, but I didn't break up with my boyfriend. In fact, I never told William about what I'd heard. Instead, I strengthened our relationship. I got closer with his family, and with the help of nights filled with whiskey and white wine, they truly believed that they could tell me anything. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. I just thought I'd know it when I saw it, and one day, I did. I was with his mom in the living room when she started bitching about William's sister.